What's up, everybody? RevSauce9 here. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. Make sure to be watching my video throughout, man. Like, I cover a lot of things. We just covered the Seth Rollins stuff and things like that. So, last night was SmackDown for 1/19/2024. Honestly, great show. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't awful. It was great. It wasn't the be-all, end-all show, but it was a good show. It had an ebb and flow. The very beginning of the show, you have the three people that are going to go against Roman Reigns, and then Paul Heyman comes out. They have a back and forth. LA Knight can kill it on the mic. His promo skills is great. AJ Styles cut a great promo. They beat up each other. Randy Orton kind of sat in the background, just letting these two meaty guys, just go at each other and beat each other up, you know. So it was good to kick off the show. The KO show was really fantastic. Logan Paul is coming in on his own with WWE with that U.S. title. I really enjoyed the heel promo work he was doing tonight about the cast and about why he's in WWE for. They were kind of putting a story around. There was a beginning, middle, and end to that. And KO took off the cast that he had. I knew they were going to play into that. He's still kind of recovering from that injury that he had, and he got bounced into the steps by Logan Paul. Now, I'm going to say this. Logan Paul and KO have this chemistry between each other, and I was waiting for KO to really go hard, Kevin Owens, to go really hard in the paint and basically tell Logan about Zoo Crypto or something like that, and say how you're being sued and you're not really a likable guy, but for reasons WWE didn't allow him to go that far. It's kind of a shame. I wish they would blur the lines like that, because that would have been really, really cool to see. KO acts like he's dumb and impervious to all social media and TikTok shit. He really isn't. He's got kids. Come on. They make his character sound dumb, but I know he was going to go and break the fifth wall there and do something and shoot on him, but he didn't. I thought they were going to go that way and they were going to allow it, but WWE doesn't want to go that far. They, with all the legal proceedings with, Logan Paul and things like that, they didn't want to go that far. So, yeah. Royal Rumble contract signing, the three did sign that, so that was good. See, they kicked off SmackDown great. They kicked it off fantastically great. Like, this is how a SmackDown should be every week. It needs to have that ebb and flow. It had good stuff, matches, segments, and they're doing cool things. For instance, Paul Ellering and this new group with Killian Cross and Scarlett Bordeaux looked hot as shit. I wish you'd go back to wearing shiny material again, like cat gloves and PVC and latex. It works for her. The Authors of Pain. I wish they were more on Raw going against DIY, kind of rebuilding that up. I mean, Paul Ellering I like. I've always liked Paul Ellering. It works. Now, I don't know what they're doing with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. The rumor has it the Pride they're going to go with. That's a hokey pokey name. It's stupid. Again, I don't care for those kind of things. But backstage, Jimmy Uso was talking to Solo Sikoa backstage. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman walked in frame. Reigns said that he was there because the rest of his family didn't fix the problem. So they're setting a deception with the head of the table. It's going to probably lead to him and Rock going at each other at some point. I see The Rock kind of screwing Roman Reigns, trying to here at Rumble. Maybe he shows up at the end of the match, faces Roman. There's lots of things. They're going to need to do something spectacular now because Rollins is hurt. They're going to have to do something now at this point, pull a trigger somewhere. So we got that going on. LA Knight, like, good stuff there. I mean, no complaints. Aldis, dude, Nick Aldis makes SmackDown for me. Love him, hate him when he was with NWA and then short with TNA / Impact Wrestling. I mean, honestly, Nick Aldis is the shit. He fits very well like a glove for WWE on SmackDown. It reminds me of a new age version, and I know, take this away you want, Teddy Long. When Teddy Long was serious, he controlled SmackDown. When he wanted to be funny, he could be funny. Nick Aldis is about business, so I like that. It's kind of like a Stothy Hathaway right now for Ring of Honor, which most of my audience does not watch Ring of Honor, and you guys should be, because Ring of Honor is kind of the shit. And by the way, before you tell me there's too many titles in AEW right now, there isn't. Look at the stats on that. You know, seriously, look at the stats. Count how many titles. Santos Escobar, Angel Garza, and Humberto defeat Cruz del Toro, Jaquin, Wade, Wild, and Carlito. It was a great thing. Look, you kind of got signs of Selena Vega in that match kind of backing away from them. Either they're going to bring CM Almas back as a part of the LWO. Maybe they do that for right now, have him be a leader. Or Selena like breaks off from them and does with CM Almas when he comes back. I think that would be perfect. This match was really good. There was some fuckery in this match, but at the end of it all, I mean, it was really good. It was 8 minutes and 25 seconds. Some of these matches were way too fast, but for the most part, it wasn't bad. Angel landed some neck breaker stuff, and Anita Angel targeted and bullied Wild before Humberto targeted and worked in channel lock, and Wade heavily worked his way out of it. A spike DDT, Carlito received a hot tag, and then cleaned the house with the 3 heels. Carlito slammed Humberto, but Escobar broke things up. Things broke down. Super kicks all around, and then traded amongst the wrestlers. Escobar got behind the tag after Carlito was hit with a backstabber. Escobar ran into the ring, rolled him up, 1, 2, 3. One hell of a match. This is how it needs to be. The LWO, Santos Escobar. I wish there was a cruiserweight title somewhere or something of the range these guys can fight over, because, you know, again, LWO, Santos Escobar, you're going to see probably Cien Almas come in here. I don't think he's going to be booked very well either in WWE, but we'll see. Time will tell. He's coming in. He's got the hourglass. He's probably going to be in the Royal Rumble most likely, so which will be cool. Kayla Braxton interviews Pretty Deadly backstage. Let me get to that match. We got Pete Dunne coming back with Tyler Bate. Pete Dunne's music I'm not a big fan of on SmackDown. Like, I like his old stuff from NXT. I wish they would have gave him the CFO one. But I do really like the fact that they brought him back as Pete Dunne. Again, Tyler Bate is good shit. Okay? Tyler Bate is good shit. Pete Dunne's good shit. I can see them feuding between each other. They can redo what they did in the UK title scene. Tyler Bate, if they wanted to. Here's the thing with Tyler Bate, what I really find. He's very entertaining. I've enjoyed Tyler Bate's work. I think Tyler Bate should be over on Raw. I think Pete Dunne should go over to Raw. I think they should literally separate from each other and go after the World Heavyweight title. They're going to need more people, and I think Pete Dunne would be perfect there. I think Tyler Bate would be perfect there. Pretty Deadly, don't get me wrong. I like Pretty Deadly. I liked them in NXT. I thought they pushed them way too soon, way too early. They need to be back in NXT. Not to hone their craft, to give them something they can do. They've been losing matches. They've been gimmicky. It's been hokey pokey with them. And I really, with Lash Legend, and hear me out, Lash Legend was their manager for a period in NXT. And they were really getting pushed to the moon. Once they took her away, it was kind of like they've been hokey pokey ever since. You know what I mean? I know Lash Legend is with Noam Dar, and they're redoing that with the fur. To my fur fans out there, I know a lot of you like fur and latex and leather, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, I wish they would have kept with Lash Legend and did the whole like male model thing, because they were kind of doing that for a while, and now being just Pretty Deadly in their music and them coming out, it just, I don't know, it just felt to me like they lost their luster with them. I want them to be pushed. They're a really good, and they can sell. That's the thing about Pretty Deadly people don't realize, is they can fucking sell. They can go. Throughout this match, they were selling Pete Dunne's squishing of the arm, the fingers. They were rolling in the ring. They were taking these bumps. It's like, you know, and Tyler Bate, man, let me tell you, the airplane spin to kind of the circus carny act. There's reasons why Tyler Bate was not released with Trent Seven, Mustache Mountain. He is way better than Trent Seven. And Trent Seven was really older, honestly, if we're going to get real there. So Tyler Bate works very, very well within the WWE system, okay? And I'm completely honest with that. I have never strayed from that. I'm a huge Tyler Bate fan. I liked him when he first won the UK belt, the WWE NXT UK belt. Pete Dunne and him, their matches were legendary. I think if they want to move them over to Raw, which I think they really need to be with Seth Rollins going down, I think, you can have that stacked world heavyweight. You can have them turn on each other early. I know they just put them in a tag team, and it looks like they're going to give them an opportunity at the tag team belts, but I would rather them go at each other than be together. That just me. Kit Wilson and, Prince, I just honestly think that they're better served with a manager behind them. They need something, and they're missing it. In NXT, they were a spectacle. They're not a spectacle anymore, and they keep losing easily. They were putting on these 5-star matches in NXT to now losing. Again, reaction interviews, pretty deadly. They said that they're studying tapes on Butch and Tyler Bate. They were pretty smart boys. The two had made their entrance, blah, blah, blah. We had Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits cut a vignette. They called the Final Testament. They said that name the time and place when it will happen. Again, why Bobby Lashley? Here's another thing. I love Bobby Lashley. But what happened to that beatdown clan back in Impact Wrestling, TNA, the Street Profits? They're missing MVP here. I'm sorry, but it should be MVP as their manager, Bobby Lashley, Almost, Cedric Alexander. They're going to be called the Pride. What hokey pokey shit is that? It's like Humpty Dumpty had a great ball. It's like, who's booking this shit? Who's writing this shit? Bobby Lashley's a bigger entity. He needs to be treated. He is a Brock Lesnar-esque. He needs to have a manager behind him. They need to have a head of a table or something. They're missing that sweet sauce. Bobby Lashley cannot cut a promo to save his ass. He needs somebody in that. And if they're going to be called the Pride, that's just so stupid. It's so gimmicky. It's so stupid. Again, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne do win this match. And honestly, KO Logan Paul, I covered that. You guys know right off the rip how I feel about that. So the Bloodline had a segment. Technically, Solo Sikoa basically took responsibility for the actions that happened and basically stated, hey, look, we fucked up. I fucked up. I will go take care of this fuck up, and I'm going to fix it. Now, Katana Chance and, Kaden Carter, what are we doing with the women's division in WWE? I hear from all of you that Mercedes should be over in WWE. Why? You guys are telling me she'll fit like a glove, and I said it in my video, I agree to an extent with that. But now I'm starting to go, if Mercedes coming in, I want her to go after a champion, not be in these hokey pokey storylines. Because did you not see the Kabuki Warriors dancing and slapping their ass and dancing like they got big booty, woody, waka waka? What the fuck are we doing? This match was 2 minutes and 56 seconds of garbage. Seriously, the tag team belts, no wonder why Sasha Banks or Mercedes Varnaldo and Naomi walked out. Now Naomi's coming back, and hopefully she doesn't get put into a position that she needs to be having championships. I will die laughing if Naomi joins WWE and gets treated like pure trash. I'm sorry, but ever since Charlotte Flair went down, and what are we doing with the women's division in WWE? It's like everybody shits on me for saying I feel personally that the AEW's women roster is better, and they're starting to turn the dial a little bit and doing different things. I just, it's not it for me, Chief. This match was garbage. 2 minutes and 56 seconds of a match. Drink that in. All of you tell me WWE's women's division is legendary. Outside of Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch possibly, Bayley, what has she done for me lately except lose, lose, lose? And don't even tell me Bayley's great shit when she hasn't done anything memorable in a minute. And possibly being kicked out of Damage Control. That's nothing to me. And then you have... I just don't understand it. And on Holy Union, what are we doing? Ember Fire and the other one were fighting each other at NXT not just long ago and having 5-star matches and blowing the roof off. And you put them here in a shitty tag team position. You have them lose the NXT belts to fight over a championship that's irrelevant. It just baffles me. And then you have Asuka that should be a killer. And Kairi Sane that should be a fucking killer. You had her coming out with the Pirates of the Caribbean. Now you have her relegated to being part of Damage Control, a faction. This is what you signed her for? It's garbage. And you're going to have Julia come in? Possibly? I was face palming while I was watching this. I was like, and you WWE fans tell me Mercedes would work perfect in this situation. I disagree with that. I think if I'm Mercedes, I take my bag and I go and I take a clean slate and I go make my own division. You don't need WWE like that. And that's just me saying it. What I saw tonight, I was like, Mercedes better take the money. She better take the money. And if she comes into WWE and comes back as Sasha Banks and with Naomi and they book the same shit they were doing, I'm just going to go, they look like hypocrites. Hey, they look like giant hypocrites because what they were doing, shaking their booties and smacking their ass, these Kabuki Warriors, which I said the Kabuki Warriors were stupid to begin with. I said that years ago. Here we are. What are we doing with WWE's women's division? Like, they were like the shit. I was claiming them and TNA were like 1-2. Now I'm going, I don't know about that, Chief. That's embarrassing. Outside of Rhea Ripley, possibly, and Becky Lynch and the EST, Belair, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Nia Jax ain't it, Chief, either. Where is Shayna Baszler? Where are these people that all of you touted? She was supposed to be the new Ronda Rousey for WWE. Where is she? Where are these people? It just baffles me. You have all these people that you brought in from NXT and you've done nothing with them. Like, I'm sorry, but like, what are we doing as in people, man? Like, I'm sorry that I'm going on a tangent on this, but it's like, what are we doing? Like seriously, what are we doing? Like, it's Ember Fire. What are we doing? Seriously, Ember Fire. What are we doing? Asuka is a joke. What are we doing with her? Asuka should be better, far along, better than what she is. Where's B-Fab? Where's B-Fab? We got Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, great. Right? You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. Bronson Reed. Candice LeRae, right? The Way, right? What are we doing with The Way? Indy Hartwell. I'm going to say this. You have Indy Hartwell on your roster, on the main fucking roster, and you have her not going after titles. What the fuck's up with that? You brought her in from NXT, stripped her of her title, had her lose, or stripped her of the title. To what? Sit in the way? In catering? Bullshit. That's gross to me. Like, to me, your women's roster, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. I remember when she was Cesaro or whatever. Ricochet's. You have them winning your title belts, and they come out with like a China-esque intro, and it's like they're not shooting any type of fireworks. They're not giving free shirts. It comes off to me hokey pokey. Just relinquish the titles. I'm sorry. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, when they were going at Raw with this, was garbage. And I got people in my comment section that tell me WWE's women's division is so much. Are you not watching TNA? Are you not watching AEW? Because honestly, I watched Rampage, and when I review that, I'm going to tell you they actually had a segment with women that was actually longer, and they actually have a storyline. Ruby Soho has a storyline on Rampage, Dynamite, and Collision with a former Jericho Society member. The Outcasts are having this little powwow. It's more entertaining to me what Saraya is doing than this tag team match. And the Kabuki Warriors go, slap my ass, let's dance hokey pokey shit. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, WWE? I thought the whole thing with Hook and the promo shit, but AEW proved me wrong. They went out and they had a kind of a decent match, him and Samoa Joe, to Hook. That made Monday Night Raw look shitty. It made Triple H look like a dork, a geek. And then you got these geeks on the internet that are sitting here going, well, gee willikers, AEW has a shitty women's roster. They can't even put Britt Baker on television. But meanwhile, they booked these 2 minutes and 56-second matches that look like a botch fest and not even good. Change Ember Fire from Fire and blah, blah, blah to the Unholy Union, which is gross and disgusting, when they were actually something on NXT. Why are they bringing these people like Indy Hartwell in and not doing shit with them? That's what baffles the shit out of me. I go to love these characters, and then they go sit in catering for 8 months, and people tell me AEW has this problem. Fuck WWE does. They don't know what to do. You might as put them. They might as just kept them where they were. I feel sorry if they bring in Roxanne Perez, which I feel is main roster ready already, and they bring her in and they do shit with her. I'm disappointed. Same with Nikki Lyons. So I'm going to have my coffee here. It's just, it's baffling to me. It angers me. I like women's wrestling. I'm not going to go over the whole match and the moves they used because it was hokey pokey anyway, and it was 2 minutes of a waste of my time. You know, it's like, was I watching a women's match or I was watching a Divas match? And I'm sorry to say this, but I see them in NXT doing cool shit, and then they're dumbed down and watered down to the nines. If you're not a Becky Lynch, you're not a Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, you ain't getting the time of day. But but AEW, they make fun of Tony Storm and all these people who are doing hokey pokey shit. At least they're getting more time than this match. Promo work is better. It's like there's actual storyline between the Outcast right now currently. So I don't know, man. And then Kairi Sane turned into the champions, including and then the women. What the fuck are we doing with Damage Control? Bayley's sitting there talking. They're all rolling their eyes like the Mean Girls. It's like the Mean Girl movies. What are we doing? Kick Bayley out already. Bayley doesn't need Damage Control right now. Make Dakota Kai your fucking ringleader. That's what they're bringing Julie in. They're going to have a whole stable of Josie wrestlers with pretty much Dakota Kai being fucking the mouthpiece. What the fuck are we doing? Pull the trigger already. It's awkward to me. And I don't need to hear Bayley several thousand times going, oh, well, we'll discuss this. They don't want nothing to do with you. Why are we not pulling the trigger now at this point? And I hope they do during the Royal Rumble because Damage Control is going nowhere. Absolutely. It's just baffling to me. Jensen Carter grabbed them away from Damage Control duo, and then, they shake their ass. Like I was listening to Take Me to the Candy Shop. Dun, 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 dun. This is what I was looking at. I was like, just play the Candy Shop song. Because that's what was the point of bringing Kairi Sane if you're having a booty shake on your fucking screens? WWE's better than that. And that's bad Triple H booking. I'm sorry. That's bad Triple H storyline. That is, you don't, I don't understand who's booking that. Because that's fucking gross. The OC were shown backstage. AJ Styles walked in. Luke Gallows told him, no matter what, they still have Styles' back. It looks like Styles is going on his own thing, and he doesn't need the OC. And, another one, Mia Yim, what are we doing with that? You have her have a great title match against Io Sky, and you do nothing with it. You don't build her. She's better off in TNA at the moment, because at least she get booked and probably a title reign. So the Final Testament, this is where, so after the women's match, they turned the heat up. So they went from a low point to turning the heat up. The Final Testament is a shit. Paul Ellering, give me more. I love Paul Ellering, and I liked AOP. Give me more of that shit. Don't give me these 2-minute hokey pokey women's matches that don't fucking matter on my TV. Get it off my television. It's gross. And if anybody tells me that shit is good shit, what are you smell? I want to have what you have. I want to know what you're having. Because that shit is just gross. Absolutely absurd. The Final Testament, Scarlett Bordeaux, man, like I said, she can wear latex leather, whatever, with those cat claws like she used to wear when she was in NXT, wear the same getup. Dude, she is hotter than shit. I would want her in my women's division, seriously. Give me that. Seriously. They basically called out this new group, the Pride, whatever, Bobby Lashley, and said, you know what, we get to dictate. We get to do what we do. We'll face you in the ring next week. We'll see you. I love it. I love it. Karrion Kross, they have not done anything with that man. That man was royalty in NXT. They have done shit with him. I remember Tommaso Ciampa, him, Samoa Joe. I remember all these people, and they did not do anything with this man. When they brought him up to the roster, they still haven't done shit with him. This is a Triple H guy. Karrion Kross is a fucking Triple H guy. He brought this guy back and has done nothing with him except flush down the toilet. They're finally turning the gas up. This is what he needs to be. Give me more. AOP were Triple H guys. Give me more. Feed me more. Sorry, I didn't mean to quote right back there, but get the point. Give me more of this segment. This is what WWE is good at. These new segments they're doing. Man, Jeremy Borash, I guess he's Triple H's right-hand man. Good shit. Jeremy, good job. Good job, my guy. Keep doing this. Keep doing more and more and more and more of this. Give me more of this. Now, we have literally, let's see here. We had Grayson Waller accepting Carmella Hayes' challenge next week, or for the Royal Rumble, I think it is, or next week, I think it is. They may push that to the Royal Rumble because they're going to have something on the pre-show. So Carmelo Hayes was pulled off of television last week. They didn't throw an X sign, but they called the trainers, and he had a concussion. He's been under concussion protocol. That's why that match was called off. If you look at the replay they showed, his eyes rolled behind his head. He was out. Austin Theory literally botched his move, and he landed on the back of his head just right, and you could see what happened. They're not going to call it a concussion. They're going to call it that, they call it the match off. No, it wasn't a kayfabe thing. It was real. He was hurt. From what I saw last week, for people that were there in the arena filming on their phones, he was out of it. They were carrying him out of their trainers and everything. So he had a concussion. That's why they called it off. He's been in concussion protocol for a minute. WWE has. So Grayson Waller says next week they're going to accept the match, and then Theory looks at him like, what the fuck are we doing, man? I didn't ask for that. Why are you accepting everything? And they're going to go to Nick Aldis and get this match confirmed. LA Knight defeats AJ Styles via DQ. This match was okay. And then we went right into Randy Orton defeating Solo Sikoa in 5 minutes and 12 seconds. These matches were pretty fast to get to the segment that Roman Reigns came out. Basically, Superman punched Randy Orton after they brawled around the ring, and pretty much sparks went flying. Solo Sikoa got RKO'd, RKO's all around, and then Jimmy Uso came out, phenomenal elbow, or forearm. It went back and forth, so... again, after that, pretty much Roman Reigns got a KO, or sorry, an RKO, and then Roman Reigns speared somebody, and pretty much Randy Orton put the contract, signed it, put it down there in ink, and that was that. That was how SmackDown ended. Great ending to SmackDown, great beginning. SmackDown had its moments, right? And then you had that women, like, if you're going to book women's match, make them, if you're going to put titles on the line, you're going to do something, hokey pokey, make it prestigious. I don't like the fact what they're doing with those tag team belts. I don't like the fact that it's an afterthought to a point to where when I give AEW praise, right? When I give AEW praise, like for instance, this week, we'll talk about Rampage. They had a beautiful, with Chris Statlander and Queen, they had a great match on Rampage. Most people don't watch Rampage. I'm probably one of the few that do, because I watch every single wrestling. They had a banger of a match. The crowd was kind of into it. That's what they need to do with these tag team belts. They're not doing it, and I don't understand why. And that's bad Triple H booking. I will criticize him to the nines for it. I will criticize Bruce Pritchard for it. Do better. Why can't TNA with their knockouts titles, make Decay look so good against Slamovich and Killer Kelly at Hard to Kill and on tapings, but you fucking can't get a WWE women's tag team belts looking like the same. I don't understand. And TNA has less production value, and at the end of the day, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. WWE says they have the best women's division in the world, but they can't book certain things properly when it comes to women's wrestling. It's like baffling. When WWE does the right things, they're the greatest single company ever to live about women's wrestling. When they just kind of lazily book, Vince did this, Triple H does it. I don't understand it. You have all these all-star people around you, Triple H, including Shawn and Road Dogg and all these people, but you can't book for shit sometimes the women's division, and it shows. Yes, AEW, I'm not trying to compare it, but I'm comparing what was stacked up to SmackDown when it was on. I know SmackDown is going to get more views than Rampage. I'm not saying that Rampage is... I'm just saying as far as women's action, what I watched today or last night or earlier this morning about Rampage's women's match is a hell of a lot better than what I saw on SmackDown. Why is Io Sky why are we not getting any build for her for a title match at Royal Rumble or putting the seeds out there for something? I don't understand that. You have Io Sky looking fucking out of place. You had Bayley looking like you're not the leader here. Dakota Kai is. You ain't shit. And then to go after and Kevin Patrick, look, I get they put all the pressure on this man. He's got to go. He got to go, dog. He is awful. He is awful. Bring anybody in. I don't care who you bring in. Bring anybody in. I don't give a fuck. As long as it's not Matt Stryker because he's an idiot. But bring back me Todd Phillips, please. Please, for the love of God. I know he's on TNA. Offer him a contract. He's cleaned his act. Or Drama King Matt. Do something. Because Kevin Patrick is awful. Oy, he gives me a headache. You see Corey Graves saving his ass. Corey Graves is great. Good stuff. I want to see them bring Pat McAfee back because they need him. Pat McAfee and Corey Graves were the shit. I just can't stand Kevin Patrick. He ain't it. And he's supposed to be this guy that they've groomed to take this position. He fucking trash. Absolutely trash. Honestly, I got to give it a review score. Let me finish my coffee. Outside the women's match and Kevin Patrick, honestly, I'm going to give WWE a 7.5. I think they're a 7.5 this week. They're a B-. They're a B- across the board. Again, this was a good show. They got to keep consistent like this. Minus a couple of things, WWE killed it tonight. Or last night. But anyway, my name is Rev Sauce. I hope you enjoy this. And by the way, I enjoy all wrestling products. I will give you the good and bad and the ugly always. This video went on. I said I was going to do short reviews, but I had a lot to say about the women's division on SmackDown because it was fucking trash. That was absurd to me. That was watching like Family Guy on steroids and going, what the fuck is happening? Like, I don't know what they're doing, and it was pretty bad. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.